tell you to turn around, don't drown, and that's what we want. We don't want you, again, to put yourself in danger. But look at this. There are white caps on the streets of South Bend right now as this water rushes downhill. Again, this is incredible. This is the worst flooding I have seen in South Bend. We can come back to the radar picture again as we try and get some of that video picture in, but we're still seeing the rain sit over South Bend. As far north as almost Cassopolis, this red box here, the flash flood warning. And I'm even going to go as far as saying this is a flash flood emergency for South Bend right now when we have water rescue, something I've not seen here typically in South Bend, going back to, again, my 30+ years on earth here, and most of it growing up in South Bend, have not seen anything like this. Flash flood warning, but right now our main concern is South Bend, because we have the warning that stretches farther south, but it's still raining very heavy, and it's taking time to get out of here. This is the worst case scenario you can have. We already have flooding being reported, but this area of rain, which is indicating by the orange and red here, at rainfall rates in excess of 2 inches per hour, in excess of 2 inches per hour right now, having problems. Just again, our infrastructure is not made to handle this. We've already had 4 to 5 inches before this point, and it's still raining on top of that. The infrastructure is not there to handle this, and we are on pretty flat ground, and we don't have a lot of rolling areas that funnels water, but where we do, we're having the biggest problems right now. Stay off the streets. It's a big concern right now. But over South Bend, as far north as almost the Cassopolis area, Edwardsburg, Niles, you can see M51 right there, Niles, all through here, all funneling, of course, towards the St. Joseph River that runs north through here as well. An area of concern if you're on any type of incline. Water is running pretty fast right now. You can see the heaviest rainfall rate, precipitation rates running from Lakeville right up 31 over South Bend. Let's go back to Vahid for more live pictures. Look at this. Look at this. This is a river in South Bend. These are streets turning into rivers right now. Incredibly heavy rainfall flowing down the streets of rain flooding South Bend streets. This is on the south side. On the south side, the Twickenham Hills area, Twickenham and Ewing. Twickenham and Ewing. Brian, is your mic still open?
I believe so, yes.
What information are we getting here? Looks like we'll hear more from Vahid possibly in a second.
Yeah, Vahid is broadcasting live right now on Facebook Live. That is the feed that we're looking at here. As you can see, Vahid drenched out there. Vahid, are you able to hear us? He can't hear us, but are we able to hear Vahid, I guess is my question.
Probably very hard to hear him right now. Brian, what do you... they're probably doing some mic checks in the back. What do you think with these pictures right now?
Yeah, let's get a mic check on.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right, yeah, we're up live here, guys. Can you guys hear me?
Vahid, where are you? And tell us what's going on. You can see there's a rushing river basically behind you.
Okay, guys. Hey, how you doing? I know we're on a couple-second delay here, but you can see we're on Ridgedale Drive in South Bend, and I pulled up about 15 minutes ago. Yeah, 15 minutes ago, I arrived on the scene here at Ridgedale Drive in South Bend, just beyond the school here. There's two guys walking down the street, two gentlemen. They said, we've never seen anything like this in South Bend. We ran into the fire department. They were driving the streets. They confirmed to us, guys, 4 feet of water here just to my left. You can see the car. It's sweeping away. This is Ridgedale Drive, and you can see it's a river behind me. It is a complete river. It's rushing. It's up. You can see the car. It is going underwater. Car up to the windshield. Police, firefighters, units on scene here as we're getting drenched. You can see we're out in the midst of it on Facebook Live tonight. Of course, you guys are on ABC 57 News Live. We're going to stay here on the scene, find out what's going on. But the firefighters we talked to were very busy, hectic. You can imagine what they were up to tonight as they're trying to rush all over South Bend trying to save people. This person in the car behind me was able to get out safely. But again, if you're thinking about heading on the roads, I was driving all over downtown South Bend tonight, and it's a mess out there. You can see this. Let's give you an aerial shot of what we're looking at behind us. You can see this is a street. This is Ridgedale right behind me. It's turned into an absolute river. But again, we're going to be here live on the scene until the rain calms down and we can get a better picture and we can show you what we're looking at here. But we're giving you Facebook Live pictures right now. Again, 4 feet of water, that car underwater. The water up to the windshield right now. We're drenched. I mean, this has been coming down for about 90 minutes to 2 hours now, Tom. We were in downtown earlier when it started to rain heavy like this. You can see, I'm gonna turn here and you can see it's flooding. It is Whitecaps. It's a river here in South Bend. We are South Bend this evening. Tom, we're going to send it back to you in the studio. Colleen, Brian, we're going to try and get a little closer to that vehicle, but right now it is so deep, really nobody is out here, and that is the way to do it. You can see one car trying to travel down the street right now. Not advised. It is not advised. He doesn't know.
Turn around.
We're going to stop him.
We want him to stop him, get him to turn around. No, we don't want that. Vahid, you stay safe.
Know. They don't know. Nope. You can't. Nope.
Don't go that way.
We're going to have him turn around here.
Don't go that way.
No, you can't go that way. That's about 4 or 5 feet of... 4 or 5 feet. Yep. You want to turn around. You can get up that way, but don't go down that way. Yep. Yep.
Again, if Vahid wasn't on scene.
Yeah, one car too many out there. Vahid Sadrazadeh reporting for us there on his Facebook Live feed from Ridgedale Drive in South Bend, reporting up to 4 feet of water in that area tonight. We are hearing of flooding Ewing, Chippewa, Twickenham and Ewing, Dubale Street, Sample, Chapin, North Side Boulevard by the YMCA at Union Hall, St. Matthews, also in Mishawaka. Edison and Main Street by Evil Check there, a vehicle stranded. We're also hearing to stay away from Town and Country in Mishawaka, that there are some vehicles that have been seen floating in that area.
That parking lot's known to just be flooded from time to time. When you have this much rainfall, it's likely a lake right now.
So important to know here, this just coming in, that a shelter for stranded motorists has now been opened at Central Fire in South Bend. I'm just getting this information. Stranded motorists to Central Fire. So like Vahid had that person there. It's not safe to drive on the roads.
Yeah.
If you know somebody on the roads right now during this flood emergency, call them, let them know about this shelter that is now open at Central Fire in South Bend.
We need you off the roads. The problem is that this rain isn't ending very quickly. And even once it's done raining, you just can't go outside. Right. It's not, oh, it's okay all of a sudden. Those roads are going to stay flooded for a while. It takes a long time. Our infrastructure is not there to handle this much rain in such a short period of time.
We also have got to mention that it is after midnight.
Yes.
It is pitch black outside. Yep. It is difficult to see.
Yep.
If Vahid wasn't there, you're right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know there was 4 or 5 feet of water in the middle of that roadway to get that gentleman to turn around and not drive through.
Vahid saved someboody life tonight because they were going down a flooded roadway, and who knows what, we may have had another water rescue. We don't want you on the roads until we know that they're clear. Best is just to stay home as long as possible until you're given the all clear. But there are going to be flooded streets through tomorrow morning. It is going to take a while for this to kind of soak through and get through the drainage system.
And it's not just the roads tonight that we're concerned about. We're hearing about people trapped into their homes. We've heard that along West Donald Street. Some people there, a water rescue at a home. Lots of people taking to Facebook tonight saying that their basements are flooded up to 4 or 5 inches in their basement on the south side of South Bend.
Yeah, again, this is the worst flooding I have ever seen in South Bend. And again, I grew up here, and this has not been an area that's typically been prone to what we call really flash flooding. Yes, we get some heavy rain, it floods some intersections, but this is where we're actually getting water rescues. This is the worst flooding I have seen. Let's go back to the radar picture while we're up here. Brian, you got more information?
Yeah, I just want to pass along. I mean, we talked a lot about St. Joseph County tonight. You mentioned earlier, just want to pass it along again. Cass County, all lanes closed. Eastbound, westbound, M60 in Cass County between Decatur Road, South Shore Acres, MDOT, passing along that information. Also hearing, again, unconfirmed reports. We've got to be so careful here tonight. The problem that we're having is, you can imagine, South Bend Police, South Bend Fire, so busy. Their phone just rings when we try to call to confirm any of this. They're too busy. We understand that. A great friend of mine, a good source of ours here at ABC 57 News, saying West Frederickson, a house there is collapsing because the foundation has been so weakened by the flooding there. West Frederickson, a house collapsing. There are emergency officials headed in that direction right now. This is about the second report that I've heard now of weakened foundation. Want to be very clear, unconfirmed report, but we do know emergency crews headed in that direction right now as well. So we've got a lot of problems here as the rain continues to fall. A woman on Dubail Street and Dale Street saying that her basement is flooded, up to 4 inches of rain there. We've heard water rescues underway West Donald Street there, a home that was flooded. Twickenham and Ewing, at least 4 people rescued from their vehicles, with at least 3 other people trapped at that intersection. St. Joseph County, Twickenham, Ewing, people rescued from their vehicles over the past half hour in that area as well. Please take to Facebook. You can tweet us, Tom and I both, on Twitter. We are both on Facebook. Send us information as it's coming in. Also, just a reminder, Central Fire in South Bend now set up as a shelter for stranded motorists. Central Fire, the place to be tonight. If you are stuck out on the roadways, you know somebody who is. Maybe you're watching the Facebook Live feed that's happening. Maybe you've seen reports from Vahid on Facebook Live. Maybe a loved one. If you know somebody out on the roads tonight, please let them know that that shelter is available. Tom?
All right, Brian, I'm going to reset the situation here. Thanks for recapping for us. Flash flood warning. This goes until 3:15 a.m. Central Time. This is for Stark County, 4:15 for St. Joseph County, portions of Cass County into the Elkhart area right now. But this flash flood warning will continue until at least 4 o'clock in the morning. You can see the swath of this continues all the way through portions of Stark County into Pulaski County. We are seeing the end of this rain, thank goodness. But it's not going to magically disappear all this water. Here's the area of focus still. South Bend now over Granger, Osceola, into Oslo Township, into the Elkhart area. So resetting it right now, we're here about 12:23 a.m. Flash flood warning in place until 4:15 in the morning. Our biggest concern right now is South Bend and the South Bend metro area proper, as far north as Niles, including the Granger area. But we're hearing the water rescues in South Bend, where we've had an excess of 4 to 5 inches of rain tonight, and it is still raining. We're likely seeing the heaviest rain beginning to lighten up in South Bend right now, and this should likely clear as we head towards the 1 a.m. hour. But we have seen steady torrential rain for over 6 hours here. Again, this is a very big concern right now. Water rescues going on. I-94 flooding. Barron County reports, of course, I-94 can flood even in just moderate to heavy rainfall, but reports there don't go anywhere tonight. Again, we're going to keep you posted through the early morning hours, but again, this is what we're calling a flash flood emergency for the South Bend area right now. Heaviest rainfall still South Bend, now moving towards the east, the eastern half of St. Joseph County, from Granger, South Bend, towards the south side, towards Wyatt. But this is where we're still seeing the heaviest rainfall beginning to come to an end on the west side of South Bend. We're not quite inside the bypass yet. So all of the city limits of South Bend still getting soaked right now, on top of, we're giving you reports on top of the 4 to 5 inches of rain that we've already at least heard about or have gotten reports of. And it is still raining here, still raining across the area. These are some of the estimates. You can see the red through here and the orange in excess of 3 inches, in excess of 4. Bullseye is topping 5 inches under this big swath of rain right now. The heaviest right now across St. Joseph County. More information coming in. Just hand it over to me, please. Bowman and Twickenham, a car stuck there. That's, again, all near where Vahid is. Gladstone, a basement flooded, concerned about their electric. I think we're hearing some of these similar reports coming in from Donald Street about a home flooded. Even a residential fire from Hope Street, smoke in the basement, and a Ford Focus floating down the roadway at Indiana Avenue, I believe, 17 West Frederickson. Home caved in to the living room from this rain. Again, we're getting reports everywhere right now across Michiana. This is what we would call a flash flood emergency. Brian Dorman on the desk, just gathering more information as we talk about this. But look at this swath of rainfall over St. Joseph County right now. Accumulation in excess of 4 to 5 inches of rain. This is a dangerous situation right now. Again, a flash flood emergency in the South Bend area. This much rain in a short period of time that we're actually getting reports of houses caved in, flooded basements, and flooded roadways. Brian, do you have information?
Yeah, we're getting new information. If I may have my microphone up for a moment. Thank you in the back. We're getting information about power outages now. Indiana Michigan Power reporting in St. Joseph County nearly 700 of its customers without power right now. More than 100 customers in LaPorte, more than 1,300 right now in Berrien County. And new on the flooding on Facebook, Erskine Martin's entire parking lot flooded. House flooding in the basement near Coquillard School. Bendix near the bus lot there flooded. Heavy traffic reported down Council Oak, Tom.
Yeah, it makes all those problems there. So big problems now we're hearing it beyond the south side of South Bend. Of course, Erskine, Miami, the Chippewa area, where Vahid has been in the Twickenham Hills, south side, where we've heard a lot of the rain. Now we're hearing it in Bendix. Now we're hearing on the northwest side of South Bend. So this is spreading. This is not confined to one part of the city. In many other locations, we're probably getting a lesser amount of reports right now because people are asleep or at home and not on the roadways. That's a good thing. We want you at home. We want you safe. Hopefully your home is not flooding right now. Stay shelter in place. Stay safe until we can tell you that the roads are clear. But right now, we want you in your home. If you're in the South Bend or pretty much all of St. Joseph County, I don't want you on the roads right now. I don't want you on the roads tomorrow morning. I want you to wait. We need to find out what these roads look like. And until sunrise, we can't really tell you. The county officials can't really tell you right now. Every road in the entire county pretty much is going to need to be checked. Until we get to daylight, it's a very dangerous situation to be out on the roads right now. Dangerous situation to be out on the roads right now. Flash flood emergency, and this includes pretty much all of St. Joseph County, which is my biggest concern right now. But you have to think about where this water goes. South Bend is on the Continental Divide for water. Some goes into the St. Joseph River, which goes north towards Berrien Springs. River is going to be running high there. Also, it flows south from the south of the bypass into the Kankakee Basin. If you live along the Kankakee, which flows through St. Joseph County into LaPorte and Stark County, be aware of this. Areas along the Kankakee always prone for flooding, low marshland there. That'll be my concern as well. Again, just looking at some of these estimated rainfall amounts, very impressive. We'll reset this once again for you. I want to show you a wider view. I'll show you a much wider view here. We'll clear off this information. We'll go back to our home view and look at this swath of rain that we have seen across the region. Just incredible. This is the area where we pretty much have the flash flood warning in place. The flash flood warning in place for basically this swath of rain of excess of 4 to 5 inches of rainfall stretching all the way up towards Cassopolis. Incredible heavy swath of rainfall here. Not as heavy outside this, still some typical flooding likely to be reported right now, but not quite in Plymouth, but near this area along this swath here. Not so much in Elkhart and Goshen, but if you're under this swath of rain was where we have the 4 to 5 inches of rainfall and we have my greatest concern out about flooding. Brian, more information?
Yeah, we're just getting this in. We've been talking about the situation that's happening on Frederickson Street, a house there. We're hearing on Facebook, several people taking to Facebook. They are quoting the police scanner saying that a house has collapsed there. That house is now on fire, a possible gas leak. First responders on the scene. This is happening, again, Frederickson Street in South Bend. Police and fire both reporting this on the police scanner. It's being passed along on Facebook. And again, in situations like this, we have to rely on what you're seeing in your neighborhood. We're kind of stuck here in our studio in South Bend. It's important, the information that's coming in. We like to, as we always, vet that with officials. They're so busy right now that we're having to trust what we're reading here. But again, we've got that situation that's happening right now. Also, that shelter set up, central fire on Michigan Street, downtown South Bend, for anybody that is in need of that right now. And lots of power outages continue to come in, Tom.
And I can tell you all the information that we're getting, it's not like it's just out of the blue. It all matches what we're seeing here as far as the data we're getting with radar estimates and actual observations. If you've been following us on Facebook Live from time to time, I was throughout much of this evening reporting at one time 1 to 2 inches of rain. Then it was 3 to 4 inches of rain. Now it's 4 to 5, maybe even headed towards 6 inches of rainfall. You see an estimate somewhere in southern St. Joseph County already at 5.5 inches of rainfall. But this is the swath of concern. While this is not radar, this is the estimated 12-hour accumulation from the radar. We'll go back to the radar screen here in a second. This is still the precipitation rate, still very heavy. And this is the latest radar picture over South Bend We're waiting for this rain to come to an end. Here still at our studios in the Granger area and northeast side of South Bend, still heavy rainfall. The rain finally starting to lighten up downtown South Bend, but it's not poof that this magically just goes away, folks. Flooding is a lingering effect. It can still be flooded well after the rain is done falling. You should not be venturing out tonight. You should be very cautious until daylight tomorrow, and even then, flooded roads are likely possible in South Bend and the surrounding area. You're probably going to need to divert your roadway. If you're on some of the rural roads, you may be stuck at home. It's a possibility tomorrow or for a couple of days. That could be an issue if roads are flooded or flooded out. Do not cross flooded roadways. Tonight, earlier in our broadcast, we showed you that video. Vahid stopping someone from going into 4 to 5 feet of water, likely saving their life or life-threatening situation. That was already a water rescue on that street. That's the concern, and that's what we're talking about right now. Still see, again, the heaviest rainfall now over the Edwardsburg area. South Bend finally starting to get at least some relief. This rain starting to come to an end. This is, again, unprecedented, really, for South Bend to have this much rain in such a short period of time. Again, major concern right now. Flash flood warnings have been extended until 4 o'clock in the morning. Again, very, very dangerous situation right now. We'll go back out to my wider view here, and you can see where the rain is. We'll put things through a loop here real quick, and you can see this rain has just been slow moving and still continuing to move towards the east. Luckily, we're starting to see a break here in South Bend, just a little bit of a break as it starts to come to an end here. But it doesn't instantly stop for the area. Brian, do you have more information?
Yeah, as we continue to break in here with wall-to-wall coverage here as we go at 12:30 in the morning. Just want to recap, if I may, just where we stand here from everything that is coming in on social media. Just want to let you know what we've got. South side of South Bend, as Tom has been talking about, Ewing, Chippewa, Twickenham and Ewing, Dubale Street, Sample and Chapin, Northside Boulevard by YMCA and Union Hall there, St. Matthews, Ridgedale Drive where we saw Vahid, up to 4 feet of rain in the street, Erskine, Plaza, Martins, the entire parking lot there flooded. House flooding in the basement. This is happening near Coquillard School. Bendix near the bus lot flooded there. Heavy traffic down Council Oak. 25th, this is new, 25th and River Park Street flooded. Echo Drive, a woman saying that her basement is flooded right now. 1700 block, East Calvert Street, a man stranded in his car. Darden Road, a vehicle stranded there. Structure fire, this is also new. 1200 block of Hillcrest. All of that in South Bend, all of that coming in right now off of Facebook. Also hearing Twickenham and Claude, a vehicle completely submerged in the water there just coming in. In Mishawaka, Edison Main Street, a vehicle stranded there near Evil Check. Reports too of cars floating near Town and Country in Mishawaka. Power outages right now. St. Joseph County, nearly 700 I&M customers in the dark. In LaPorte, more than 100. In Berrien County, more than 1,300. MDOT reporting right now in Cass County, all lanes eastbound, westbound on M60 closed because of flooding between Decatur Road and Shore Acres Road. We also have Bowman and Twickenham, a vehicle stuck there in South Bend. 800 block of Gladstone, a basement flooded. The homeowner concerned about electric right now. 1600 block, East Donald Street, a home flooded. Residential fire being reported now. Smoke in the basement along Hope Street in South Bend. Also, we're continuing to following what is happening in Frederickson. We are hearing there from officials a home is caved into the living room. We are hearing that home may be on fire. There may be a gas leak. So this area is certainly of highest concern on 17 West Frederickson Street. We're waiting to try to get some information from officials on that as well. Tom?
Again, heavy rainfall falling across the area. We're going to go back and give you a little recap here of what's going on. This is the flash flood warning. You can see this red outline right here. This is the flash flood warning that continues as far as Eastern time until 4:15 in the morning. You can see the large extent of this, even where it is still not raining. This has been extended because of the heavy rain. Remember, the water just doesn't disappear once it stops raining, especially after you get more than 5 inches of rainfall for the area. But under this swath is the greatest concern all the way down towards Winnemac and the Knox area, along the Kankakee River here, along the LaPorte and Stark County line. Always prone to flooding and likely will. A lot of the water that's fallen here is headed this way. And so areas downstream, that's likely going to be a concern for a couple of days. Rivers running high once again. Going in back in focus, the heaviest rainfall now exiting South Bend over the Granger area, Osceola Township, Cleveland Township, around the Elkhart area, crossing the line into Edwardsburg, Niles Township area. Still some heavy rain in there. I'm not getting a lot of reports there. It's not rained quite as much there, thank goodness. But this is where we're still seeing more heavy rain, and it's finally starting to come to an end here. And that's what we've been waiting for. Estimates on rainfall, just where this dot is, an estimate of 5 inches with the radar. Now, the radar can be overestimating, underestimating. So far tonight, I found the radar to be underestimating rainfall. It gets us close in the range, but likely what we're seeing here in this area of orange and pink, 5, maybe, I would not be surprised, 6 inches of rain. It's a possibility here, but likely 5 to 5.5 is now the likely number moving into the South Bend area from Walkerton up Indiana 23 through St. Joseph County. This would almost over to Lakeville. So Indiana 4 right here, US 6 down to 30, the Groverton area. So Groverton, Coons Lake, Walkerton, North Liberty, all the way up Indiana 23 to South Bend, inundated with heavy rain. The marshlands out there, the farm fields, again, on top of everything else, we may have some crop loss to be reporting as well. There's a lot of farm fields in the low marsh country through here, and we're not sure how much it's going to actually handle when you get 5 inches of rain in this short a period of time. But heavy rainfall for this region right now. Still focused on rain in the Elkhart area. Still raining very hard here. I can tell you here at the station, it's definitely raining a lot lighter, but this is the first time in an hour. It's now 12:37. We have this orange and red rainfall rates, which is up over 2 inches per hour at some times over the past hour for an entire hour. And that was on top of the 4 inches of rain that we already saw. So it's finally starting to lessen up here. We're still trying to get more information here, but just some estimates. This is just to the north of South Bend, 3.8 inches, the estimates here. And we're still hearing reports to the Cassopolis area along M60. M60 closed in both directions here near Cassopolis because of flooding here. Anywhere that there's a low spot, you know where they are on those roads. You know what we're talking about. In your neighborhood where there's a low spot that tends to flood, I can guarantee you it's flooded right now, especially if you've been anywhere in the regions that we've been highlighting. I know I haven't been talking much about Elkhart or the other surrounding area because we've been focused on where the flooding has been the worst for the area. You can see north of Cassopolis, still estimates of 3.5 inches of rainfall. This is through most of Cass County where there is a flood warning for this area. But the biggest concern right now, as we head back towards the south from Cassopolis, back towards South Bend, as we're still seeing some of the rainfall finally coming to an end. This is still where the heaviest rainfall is at, but we're still getting reports. Do we have any more live pictures that we can show? Do we have any more reporters in as rain begins to lighten up there? Anybody in the back? I know we're coordinating all our reporters right now. We had that video from Vahid Sadrzadeh, if you were watching it earlier. Incredible video. He stopped someone from going down a flooded street that had a water rescue on it. Still raining, but this is light rain now in South Bend. Just because it stopped raining doesn't mean you should just walk outside your house and see what's going on right now. Wait until morning. Again, this is still a very dangerous situation. This swath of rainfall, incredible. This is not the radar picture. This is the estimated accumulation, but basically shows the path of where the worst flooding is going to be. Stretching from Knox up through Lakeville, or almost to Lakeville, North Liberty, Walkerton, Coons Lake, Groverton, and then into St. Joseph County, running along Indiana 23 between North Liberty and South Bend. We're going to go to some Calvert Street flooding out of South Bend now. We have new video coming in. Again, you can see this, just flooded roadways and flooded on this right. This is Calvert Street in South Bend. So again, we're seeing just, again, heavy flooding on some of these roadways. And we have new video, fire truck coming in. This video coming in from Judy Lakowski. Look at this picture. Let's stay on this for a little bit. Brian, just describe this scene for here. This is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see the response tonight from South Bend Fire, South Bend Police. You can see there just how flooded that neighborhood is. You see the houses there in the distance. You can see just look at the water there. These new pictures just came in from us from Judy Lykowski, used to be a news reporter here at ABC 57 News. Judy, thank you for sending in these pictures. And Judy, of course, as a former reporter trained on how to do this, we do not want you to be venturing out and getting pictures. People have been private messaging me, texting me saying, hey, we'll get you some video. We don't want you to do that tonight. It's dark. We don't know how deep the water is in your neighborhood. In fact, an official taking to Facebook tonight with South Bend Police saying, listen, we're extremely taxed right now trying to get to everyone, but we too are losing vehicles in the flooding. So you have to imagine just how difficult it is for emergency responders as well.
They're trying to rescue people, and you can see, I mean, the fire truck is up to the middle of the wheel. Think about how big a fire truck is and how big those wheels are on those vehicles. That's nothing compared to your car. Again, your car is going to be flooded. You can't go down these streets, and we don't know. We can give you an idea that this area is a swath where the heaviest rain is and likely roads are flooded. But it's not going to be until daylight tomorrow. The county, the city, all going to have to be out and checking the roads for flooded roadways, for washouts. Again, stay home. I would not be in a hurry tomorrow morning for going to work or school either if you're anywhere in this area.
Mishawaka goes back tomorrow.
Again, Mishawaka school's supposed to go back tomorrow.
South Bend Wednesday.
And South Bend school's on Wednesday, or supposed to. We'll see if that happens. I know some other school districts are already back in session. But if you're anywhere towards the Walkerton area, again, check in tomorrow morning. We're going to be here. We're still here right now because of this heavy rain, in excess of 4 to 5 inches of rainfall right now. But this is a very active situation. We are with you through our 10 o'clock newscast, our 11 o'clock newscast. It wasn't until the end of our 11 o'clock newscast that we started finally hearing the real serious calls for help as far as flooded roadways. We got to Facebook Live. And then we came back on air, letting you know what's going on with this situation. Once it got way worse, we stayed here because we were concerned about what's going on. And this is a real situation, in excess of 5 inches of rain for the area. This bullseye, again, south of South Bend, this is 12-hour estimated precipitation. I may have to actually go back to the graphic and update this to the 48-hour. It's just the next time step that we have, or 24-hour, because we're now beyond about 12 hours. It's been raining here. More than 12 hours it's been raining here, and some of it very heavy, especially towards the very end here. Here's back to the radar pictures. This is real time. This is what's happening right now. Inside this red box is the flash flood warning. We're still seeing the orange and yellow and the green here over South Bend. That's at least light rainfall. It's not done raining yet. We're beginning to see this begin to kind of wrap up across the area. Still some rain towards Goshen. Other surrounding areas may be watching, why are we on air? This is just rain. It has not been for the South Bend area. This has been a serious and probably worst flooding event I know of in South Bend, Mishawaka, with water rescues. That is something that doesn't typically happen here. We're on relatively flat ground, and we don't typically see a lot of flooding because we don't have major rivers like the Mississippi, or not on a delta like in Louisiana. This is all because of so much rain in such a very short period of time. Really, for the past 6 hours or so, we've gotten inch on inch on inch of rainfall, but it's been raining since almost noon today. We had the alerts out from last night that there was going to be that flood risk. Well, we're surpassing all the estimates. We were talking, 2 to 3, maybe up to 4 inches. Well, now we're 4 to 5, headed towards 6 inches of rainfall. And that's why this is a very serious information. Looks like we have a new flood warning coming online. This is likely going to replace our flash flood warning, or will stay in place. I'm going to go in and I'm going to check for this latest information here. We'll reset things for you, but likely a new flood warning now just coming down the pipe on the weather wire, starting to light up the screen again. We have warnings on warnings here, which can be a little hard to look at, but we'll try and reset this situation. Brian, you want to take over? I guess we have some video coming in.
Yeah, if you guys can just let me know where this video is coming. This looks like Ridgedale Drive. Is that correct, South Bend?